Hi everyone, it's such quite an hit here. For example, for people that have been looking out for the videos, there's been a lot of things that are going. This is an age of AI, and in the last couple of years, I've done a lot of videos around search engine optimization and how I've been able to leverage it across customers, even for clients. I've been able to build some SEO websites, implement SEO for some websites that are still working up to now. But in 2026 and beyond, a lot has changed in SEO. Maybe you found out that your website that you have learned some of the SEO for blog and all that, because in the last 2, 3 years or 4 years ago, even 5 years, I've done a lot around SEO, even on this channel for blog, for e-commerce, for custom HTML, CSS websites. And maybe you are getting notes that your website is not as the way it used to be. Maybe you used to be on the first page of Google, and now you can't even find yourself on the third page. So what are the things that happened? The evolution of AI, that's what happened to your website. And if that is not currently happening to your website, maybe you used to have from organic SEO side, maybe if you have up to 30, 50 customers in a month before for your e-commerce website, but now you even hardly see two in this time. So it simply means a lot has changed in the way search engine work in those days and 2026 beyond. This change is happening rapidly, and you need to adapt to it. And that is why I just felt there's need to actually come up with these videos, especially for my followers that have implemented all that in the past, and they also want to adapt with the change. AI is changing the SEO as you see from my screen right now. Just in case you don't know, you are just coming across this for the first time, my name is Sheyi today. I'm a 10x Meta certified. That is not to say that I'm a Meta staff. No, I am not. That's a disclaimer. I'm not a Meta staff. It just simply means that I have 10 certification from Meta Blueprint. Talk about media buying, media planning, creative strategy, measurement, a lot of them, performance marketing, digital marketing associate, community manager. I'm also a lead trainer, meta lead trainer as well. Again, that does not mean that I'm a meta staff. I am not a meta staff. Yeah. So that's been said. So you already know me. If you want to know more, so in this channel, you'll be seeing things around digital marketing, sometimes web. Yeah, I started my career as a web developer. You're still going to see that before I pivoted into marketing. You're still going to see things around business, especially when it comes to network marketing, because a lot of people still do network marketing the way it's been done 20 years, but things have changed. So with digital marketing, I know I have a lot of people, a lot of audience in that line in this channel. So I'm going to be explaining things that are new in SEO that you need to change going forward. And I'm also going to be making some practical example. Maybe some of those things you have been seeing, but you don't even know that those are the changes. I'm going to be telling you how to go about it. So I have to carefully crafted this slide so that I will not go to be jumping all around and mix a lot of things. So let's get into it. Before we used to say our internet is the access to the world. Now to the gateway. So AI is like a gateway right now to the internet. AI is the gateway. So mostly before 10, 20 years, say, oh, website is the gateway to the internet. Now AI is the gateway to the internet, and you have to be there. And this has greatly affected the way search engine optimization works. So just a draft of some things that I'm going to be talking about. I'm going to be talking about AI feasibility, just like you have AI on your phone, generative AI everywhere. I'm also going to be talking about generative engine optimization. Some of you have been seeing all this, but you don't really know what it means. Advanced schema and link data, which is very, very important. This is replacing the way generative AI communicates with your website. This is not the era of keywords. So you're going to know about JSON link data, that is JavaScript object notation link data, and how you can apply it on your website, either WordPress, either custom website. Then how you should change the way you can do your content, talking about your experience in the content. We talk about EEAT in the content, your experience, your expertise, your authority, and the trust in AI age. That's exactly what EEAT means. Experience, expertise, authority, and trust in the AI age. How you can, so your content is not the way you used to write before, and how you can move from search to synthesis. So moving from the age of keywords to the age of generative AI. Then what are the things that happen when it comes to SEO keyword? The rise of the entity. How do you apply this entity? I'm going to break everything down. Off-page and social signal. How very important social media is to your AI now, most especially your LinkedIn and your YouTube. Most especially, yeah, there's Instagram, Facebook, but most especially your LinkedIn and YouTube. How those are very important. So let's get into it. So like I said, search engine optimization, we are moving from that era to AI's optimization, AI search optimization. That's also then generative engine optimization. So before I even move on, I'll be going in and out of this slide so that this is not going to be boring, so that you understand better. So what am I saying in essence? If you look closely to your Google search now, let me just type something. Let's say your Google search right now. Anytime you type anything, Google search is not just search now. We now have AI there, right? So I'm going to be breaking it down. For example, if I type, because I have the largest audience of network marketer on my channel and digital marketers, web developer, and all that. So I'm going to use this as an example. Uh, New live digital marketing training. So before now, what we have is all image and all this, but look at this now, AI mode. Why do you have AI mode? Even Google doesn't want to be left behind. Why do we have this AI mode? We have this AI mode because we are moving from that era to the era of AI in search. A lot of people actually run search now. So search, AI search, from talking about your GPT, ChatGPT, Gemini, Cloud, Perplexity, and the rest, talking about all those. Search actually generates from those sources now. So when you type this like this, now you see AI mode. So let's click AI mode. So what we are having right now is generative AI, AI mode. You will see some things which I'm still going to explain better. This doesn't just happen. This is happening because there's an entity. I'm going to explain what an entity means. The person, expertise, verifiable. So search now is not just about somebody just type, oh, best web hosting website, best so for your product, best. There's an era where once you just type that phrase, that keyword, either you have the best or not, you are going to show up on the Google and people get that. But these people are not credible. This is not true. So that era has gone. AI verify now. The certificate that this person claim, for example, if I say I'm a 10x meta certified, AI want to see in that page that I'm claiming that is there a verified source like Credly that keep a digital certificate that actually confirm, is there a LinkedIn, you see where social media are coming in, because LinkedIn is for career basically, that is verifying that claim. So if you are not that, so what generative AI is doing, and it's just going to look for top 20 websites, search it correctly, and look for the source of truth. Yes, source of truth, the one that is actually confirm authenticity. That's what it's going to look for. So you can see now, you can see, I'm not going to explain this better now, but you'll be seeing some things which I'm going to later explain, talking about expertise, authority, um, experience, and source of truth. You can see it slightly here. You see how it's play out in what generative AI is bringing in. See the keywords, right? And this is the same thing that is happening even if you are using Meta AI or using anything. This is the same way it's happening because there has been an authority. I can see the way software training is linking to this, an authority. And there's also a person. You can see the way the name is linking to this. I'm still going to break this down, but what I'm just trying to let you know here right now is your search is not just about search, it's about AI. Now, how does that happen? Because you now need to think of authority. Yeah, you cannot claim authority if you have not been in that field for some certain times, and AI cannot verify that actually happened. It might look as if it's complex now, but again, I'm going to try as much as possible. If there's anything you want to pick from what I just said so far now, just know that, oh, it's not just about from all image and this AI is now added here. And it's the most prominent that AI is going to pull up. And that is why most time, even when you are putting stuff like this, you are going to see AI having some question and answer first. Let's go back to our slide. So from that example, if there's anything I want to pick up there, even if you don't understand some of the language and the rest, just know that AI is now part of your search. So we are moving from the era of just search to era of AI search optimization and generative uh, engine optimization. So let's move on quickly. So in those days, we just see people ranking with blue link or from blue link. Yeah. So what do I mean by that? Blue link. People just ranking these are the blue links, right? People just ranking anyhow. Either they have the substance, either they have the entity, authority, trustworthy. That's why you see that so in fact, that's why you see a lot of things that have you ever clicked on the link and you get to the website and it's not what you are looking for? Because there was no AI to actually verify whether that is the quality or not, whether that is actually real or not, because somebody just make a phrase. So all those error, the error of keywords is gone. Yeah, it's gone. There's a lot of things that are together now before you get yourself on the search. So let's move on. So that error is gone. So you have to optimize for AI agents now. You have to optimize for AI agents. When I say you have to optimize for AI, I'm talking about optimize for ChatGPT, optimize for Gemini, optimize for Cloud, Perplexity, and the rest, a lot of them. So you have to optimize. So it's beyond just using just one phrase. And what AI does is it's verify the authenticity of what you are claiming. Yeah. So we have gone beyond that. That is traditional strategy of ranking, which is no longer enough. So you need to optimize for, I think I've said, talk about all this here. So let me not repeat myself. You need to optimize for Gemini and other search engine. So if you want to be feasible with the AI, because now over 60% of search right now ended in generative AI summary. Ended in generative AI summary. And if your website is not cited in those summary, you are not existing. Let me explain what that means. So AI look at the top 20 of people that are claiming and pick only one out as a source of the truth. So it's not the matter of keywords. It's look for omni-channel visibility a lot across different blogs, different source. Do for the certify the entity, the user intent, and bring out the source of truth. Before I move on, now I've already mentioned that the keyword is dead. Is dead. We are moving to building entity. And when I say entity, if I said my name is Seyi Omotunde, Seyi Omotunde is my entity. If AI search, can AI verify Seyi Omotunde? That's an entity. It could be a brand. If I said I'm the founder of Softweb, if AI search, can it confirm that it's founder of Softweb? Not just lip service, not just saying it. So AI want to find the connection. Is it true? Is it true? If it is not, AI is not going to bring it up. So let me come out of this and do something else again. Let's say Meta certified business trainer. No. Oh, why is AI coming first? Let me just go to honor. So I type Meta certified uh, trainer here. I just click on Meta business education trainer in Lagos. So I click AI now. When you're checking this on phone, you are going to see different stuff. So this one, you are going to see different stuff if I'm checking this on phone. So if it's when I look at the keyword, Meta business education trainer in Lagos. So can you see this? You see, so this thing are called citing. Citing. So you say, oh, there's authorized sales partner, there's Art Dynamo, the Digital Academy in Lagos. These are verified. These people have website. You can see after it does all that. It will start saying there's some individual. Oh, let me just bring this thing first. Let me see. Okay, let me even confirm something so that you see how this thing work. Um, okay, I'm just thinking of a random keywords. Um, okay, let me see. E-commerce websites in Nigeria, or let's say, hey, like we used to do. Let's say best or popular e-commerce website in Nigeria. So you do see this now. So when we talk about citing, hmm, yeah, this is a very good example. When we talk about, I talk about entity, which could be person, which could be brand, it could be person, it could be brand. But now I'm searching for best e-commerce website in Nigeria. Can you see AI overview? That is citing. So if your website cannot be citing here, your SEO is gone, right? So you now see, look at this. The top e-commerce platform in Nigeria is dominated by marketplace like Jumia and Konga. Why is it? Because there are so many. Why are you seeing Jumia and Konga here? Because there are a lot of verification of the brand. So you can verify the brand even on different newsletter. You can see Mixed Africa, you can see different verification, you can see some of those places that have been mentioned. This is authenticity. You can verify all the authenticity. So if your website cannot verify, if the search cannot verify the authenticity, linking it to various channels that have said, oh, yes, they are really, you will not see it. So if just any website, like, let me just mention, let's say IK Japan, for example, claiming, why did I even use that name? Okay, claiming that is the best e-commerce website. I have that keyword. In those days, it might show whether it's the best or not. But in the era of AI, it will not. It's only the verified one. If it's verified, it will show. It will display as well. It's only verified one. And you can see, if you are conversant with e-commerce in Nigeria, you can see that all these platforms, they are actually source of truth. So AI will look at top 20 and bring out the top source of the truth on the top. So when you have something like this, yeah, this is citing. So for example, maybe as I'm claiming that I'm 10 as certified, so now say, if somebody come and say, Isheyi, Omotunde, 10x, meta certified, somebody can just claim anything, right? You will see what will happen here now. So you see what will happen now. It's not just, oh, sorry, I think, did I click back? Aha. Look at the AI mode. I'm doing this on the laptop, so that's why. So can you see this? Yes. Source of truth. Yes. Seyi Omotunde is well known as digital marketing expert. So I'm citing all these examples so that you can develop different area where the AI will be able to cite your entity, brand. Then look at different source. Can you see site? See site actually cited this. You remember I said social media is very important now. And I made mention of especially LinkedIn, YouTube. Can you see Facebook is citing it here? Uh, YouTube is citing it. If I click here, I will see all, but I don't want to take time on that. You can see professional qualification. You can also see, if you look at the bottom left, you see the way LinkedIn is already citing this. I told you that confirmation. It's not just about, oh, somebody say I'm this. Unlike before, if you just say you are anything, Google have taken it. But no, with AI, that does not happen again. If we say, oh, best new life products, the system wants to verify it. If you claim, oh, carotenoid complex, for example, boosts immune system by 37% in 20 days, you want to confirm what is the source of that truth. So those are the things. So I'm giving you tips in, okay, I'm going to actually use carotenoid complex as a practical. I'm giving you tips on some of this so that when you are writing your SEO content now, The way you put it is very, very important. And at the footer of your webpage now, you cannot do without having your social media tag link now, so that you can have so many sources that AI, generative AI can cited your stuff. So I hope you get that. So it's very, very, very important. So I went to the AI. Most time when people check on the mobile device, again, a lot of people check on mobile device. So they will see all the citing. They will see it. So can you see even my website is coming here? My personal website is showing up here for more citing. And what do you think? Why do you think the website will be coming out? Because even when you get to the website here, you will see, so all these certifications are linked to a true certification, digital badge certification website. So we call it Credly. So if you click it now, so because I have all the link, yeah, I can actually verify all the source of truth that it's actually given to this person, oh, right? So you don't just put content now in the era of AI. There must be a verifiable data. So AI also work more with numbers, data, source than just somebody mentioning it right now. So you need to take that into consideration. I hope I've been able to explain what we mean by entity, either as a person or as a brand. So you need to be building entity, either as a person or a brand. So I'm just citing different ways that I've been able to build entity, and that you, even if you have not started, that you can be able to start building entity so that your website can still rank as you move on in the era of AI of SEO. So there's something that you also need to understand very well, which we call knowledge graph, because this is how generative AI work in the era of SEO. Okay, understanding the knowledge graph. So this is how Google connects you, right? Or your brand. So this is how Google connects you or your brand when it comes to the area of SEO now. So now, your skills. Remember I talked about EEAT, that is your experience. For example, now, over a decade in digital marketing. And not just with with just, I'm saying it, the information is everywhere. So search will be able to get that. So your skills, right? Skill across performance marketing, skills across um, media buying, media planning, SEO, and a lot. So knowledge graph. This is the way you should be putting your things together. Your skills. So either as it could also be product too. Product will be like the function, the authenticity, and the rest. So you need to put that. The person, it could be a person, it could be a brand. That's the entity which you just talked about. Then case study, very, very important. What have you done? Right? Let me show you an example of what this actually is and how I implement stuff like this in my website. So if I come to sheyomotoday.com, right? So one of the top things that I talked about here, I talked about, oh, Sheyomotoday, right? That's either then things that I do like skills, your location, because near me is actually very important. Where I reside. Can you see case study? Very, very important in the area of SEO. So you can't just say, oh, I've done this, I've done that. So put those things you have done, how you did it. So for example, now say I have built a zero ad spend lead generation engine for Bankers Warehouse. Bankers Warehouse is a company in Nigeria. They also need to save deposit box and some other thing. So I've built a landing page, just a single landing page with SEO optimized, and over the year I've generated millions of millions of naira in just organic, and it's still doing that up to now. And I'm still making money from this up to now. So I explained that. So these are verifiable sources. And guess what? If you are trying to check this, AI can verify it because it's on my LinkedIn too. So you can see LinkedIn, it's on my LinkedIn, and the company actually exists too. And the page exists. So let me show you example. If you start, this is the page, save deposit box. for people that are conversant to my channel and you have watched one of my SEO, one or the other, you'll have seen me using an example of it because I built this landing page maybe like 6 years now. It should be around 2019 or 2020. And it's still making so much now. Can you see it here? So this is the page that I built, optimized for SEO. One single page, optimized for SEO. And if you are looking for safe deposit vault in Nigeria, to today, this page is still topping. Just one single page, but taking some of those things into consideration. So what am I trying to say? Case study is very important. You can see on my own personal website, case study one, another case study, scaling, turning 7 million ad spend into 38 million during 30th December. So I do that for a travel and hospitality company. So you can see the details here too, right? So all these things help you with citing, right? It helps you with citing. You can see different one, extra large, bankers warehouse. You see all that. So for example, now, there's no way, even if you are trying to verify, oh, share your monthly bankers warehouse, you always see something in connection because it's still on my LinkedIn too. So citing is very, very important in the era of AI. So we're trying to break down logic gap. So my skills, SEO in that person or brand. So when I'm talking about entity, I'm talking about person or brand. It could be brand, it could be person. Then on your blog, your website, whatever you do, make sure that you now started having case study because these are the things that generative AI is looking for. So these are the gaps. This is the graph. This is not just graph. So if you implement this in your SEO in the era of AI is going to catch your content, right? So in the SEO era, keywords might be enough. That is not enough now. So this is the era of string versus things. So things could be maybe the certificate and the rest, persons or string, brands, case studies, those are the things. So that is the era we're here now. So these are the things that you need to learn how to do. So just to stress more on what entity, because this is very important. So in 2026 and beyond, you need to optimize for entity. Oh, I have an error here. That's actually entity. Yeah, pardon me. Okay, you need to optimize for entity. So when we're talking about entity, like I say, we're talking about person. So if you are talking about personal brand, brands, right? If you're talking about commercial brand, concepts, Elon Musk concept and the rest, right? So you can have different concepts all around the world. You can talk about all that. So we are moved. So when you're talking about person, we're talking about not the expertise. I talked about EEAT the other time. So by now you should have gotten that your experience, your expertise, your authority. Yes, authority, your authority. And these are things that you have built over time. So you're not connecting it now. And the source of truth, is it true or is it just claiming? Yeah. So those are the things that you need to do. So how do you connect, how do you connect uh, your entities? So for example, my name is Sheyomotole, that's a person. So it could be a brand, a tool. The company name is Software. So that's it, right? Your website name, whatever it is, whatever you're into, just apply to that. My skill, Mr. Certified Trainer. Evidence, I told you about how 7 million to generate 38 million, right? Authority, it can be verified. I'm a lead trainer at Digify Africa. So not just only that, I'm a digital marketing trainer. It could be anything. I'm just using this as an example. So the same thing can happen to your product. So for example, if I'm talking about carotenoid complex now, yeah, that's the product. So instead of person here now, carotenoid complex, right? What does it do? 37% boost immune system, 37% in 20 days, right? Okay. What are the things that get? So all those all those multivitamin and the rest in percentage, because AI deals with number, like verifiable number. Then authority, scientific advisory board, verify that, the source of that truth. So when you are building such a page, you don't want to just write without bringing those facts. So and I'm going to explain to you, especially if you are a new life member here, how you can get those sorts of facts for each of the products. So for others, look for research, sets of facts for whatever product or services that you are putting out. So I've explained this before. This is not the era of click, it's the era of citation. How many of these things that AI can started across different omni channels, so various channels? How many? So those are the things. So this is not the era of the old era is just, oh, the top 10. No. Now AI will look for the top 20 and pick out only one to cite as the major source of the truth. After verification, the entity, the authority, the expertise, the experience. Okay. So, okay, I think I just explained it. So, in generative engine optimization, AI will just read like top 20 website and synthesize one single answer, right? One single, there are so many people that are doing the same thing, but all might not be verifiable. So this could be across the worldwide, the blog, the articles, the case study, Wikipedia, a lot, videos, social media, verify all those things and pick out the one that have the most verifiable source of. So this is not the era that you just put any information that is not verifiable. This is not the era of clickbait. So you see all those clickbait websites will not trend, will not work well on search engine right now. It will not. Yeah, you might still get away with that on social media, but I know a lot of AI stuff are actually going on across social media. So it's only the source of truth that's going to be single-handedly showing up. And it could be more than one, but you see the top there, just like I display when I go out of this life. So, like I said, I've explained it. So this is just to ensure that the data is the source of the truth. So AI is choosing the one that, okay, this is the most verifiable. This is the one that have the most qualified. So these are the things that you need to be thinking about for the when it comes to SEO, yeah, in 2026 and beyond. So I've also talked about citation. So citation is actually AI model used to signify and decide the content that is truth. I've said so much. The reason why I'm repeating some of these things is so that it can sync. It can sync very well. You remember when I type best e-commerce or popular e-commerce websites in Nigeria, you can see it listed a lot of stuff and bring out the source of truth. And major two sources of truth is Konga and Jumia. Not just because you know it, it's because they have been there for long. So AI can look for the authority, it can look for the expertise, it can check for the source, the truth, can check of all those things. That's why you see that. You now see some other ones again, but the one that are as most qualified, most trusted, those are the things that you see. So that is citation, and that is the formula for citation, and that's what the way you should be now started thinking if you want to optimize for generative engine optimization for AI in search 2026 and beyond. So think about that when you want to write content for your product, for your services, or anything, personal branding, commercial branding, whatever it is. So now that you have all this basic background, because I have to stress that so much, you have that basic background. How do you move forward? So to rank in generative response, remember on your site now, you now have AI. And if you are ranking there, it simply means even on any device, phone, I've had a lot of people that call me that I ask people when they call me like, oh, I saw this. Where did you get me? Oh, I got it from AI. That is it. I'm like, oh, this is working. So many people have said, oh, I got your number from AI. I got this from AI. I got that from AI. Because you have been able to establish that entity, that source of truth, that authority, that expertise over the time. So AI was able to connect all those. So you need to start to do that. So when I said, oh, do your video, do your social media, especially some of you that have been doing that and you are on this channel for long, this is a time to connect all those dots together. Okay, so to rank in generative response, your content must is this major three pillars. So I'm going to be explaining it. I've talked about it. Authority. These are part of things I've talked about. Authority. So part of authority, if I said, uh, even I'm not claiming, but I can even say I'm a number one digital marketing trainer when it's come to even your life. I'm not even saying in only Nigeria. Yeah, globally. And you can try to search that. People reach out from different part of the world. Why? Because even the system already know that this person have been putting out content. It's not just I'm putting out content. You can verify it. I've run so many boot camp in the last 5 years, even if you still search that. So what I'm trying to say, I'm trying to explain the authority. So if you have been doing some certain things, you should be able to talk about those authority. Those are the things that AI model prefer. Technical precision. Okay. So for example, instead of saying, but basically, people can say, "Oh, carotenoid is one of the new that product. Workwear, it could be any product. Work instead of saying that, you can use by USID. That is an entity, an organization that is verified for research. Guess what? AI is looking for verifiable information. Verifiable information. So when you say, oh, carotenoid boosts immune system by 37% in just 20 days, it's not you just saying it. There's a science behind it. And the research of that is by USDA research. So it's not just you saying, and that's the kind of thing that AI is doing. So you can't just say, so in the past, you can just say on your content, say, oh, carotenoid workwear. That is vague. What does that even actually mean? So AI in AI era for SEO, nobody's going to look at that. So you have to verify this. Can you see the way you'll be writing your content now? So your content should move from generic, from everybody, what everybody is saying. And again, I also said in this example, why? Because AI usually associated with technical precision. That number, 37% in 20 days, that is a technical precision with expert entities. So in writing your SEO content now, you should be taking note of that. Let me get out of this slide so that we get something. So for example, I'm going to shopneolive.com. So again, it could be any product, but again, why am I doing this? I've searched my YouTube and said that larger percentage of people that watch my video are new live network marketer that are doing digital marketing. So it's not going to be without now using new live as an example. So let's come to this product. But this same thing can be applicable to anything, just for you to get the basic knowledge. And that is why I started with that without mentioning. So I'm using this as an example. So if I come to this now, carotenoid, okay. So if I'm before, when we just started, I can just, oh, in your blog, you can just come to this website, copy everything here. That will not work again now. You need to rewrite this. Can you see? These are the key things. These are the kind of things that the AI is looking for. Right? These are the kind of things that we are looking for. So anything that has to be with number, AI is looking for that. Okay? Cardinal power, 115 kgs of raw fruit. These are the things that AI is looking for. Right? AI is looking for this. AI is looking for this. That's kind of the AI is looking for. Then how do you get more kind of things that AI is looking for? Near life, I've done this for you, but you don't usually check it. See, this is now era where this your fast facts is very, very important. You need to read it because this is where you are going to see the kind of things that AI look at, because these are usually things that has to do with. Can you see all these things? These are the things that AI is looking for. Remember what I said the other time, where we are, yeah. I'm trying to see. Okay, I've passed this slide. Look at this. I said AI associates. If you didn't get anything out of this, just remember that now for your website to be ranked, you need to think of entity. This could be person, product, brand, right? And AI associates with technical precision, with expert entities, technical precision. Can you see all these things? These are the kind of things that AI is looking for. You see this? 1,300 UG, 550. These are technical precision. These are the kind of things that AI is looking for. NAPI code, all these verifiable these things. Those are the kind of things that AI is looking for. So if you are going to rank for AI now, it's beyond just having this. All this content. It's beyond just having all this kind of thing. Then look at this. These are the kind of things that AI is looking for. Technical prescription. So let's get back to the slide. Okay. So in writing your content now, you should take notes into all that. So the statistic is very, very, very important because it's very easy and faster for AI to generative engine to actually verify all that and put everything on the search because it's easier to verify. Numbers are easier to verify and look better on summary. Yeah. So old SEO, you can say, oh, we have many happy customers. What does that mean? AI is not looking for. So if you are still having this kind of a thing on your website, you are not going to rank. AI is not looking for that. AI is looking for things like 94% of our users report that 20% reduction in churn within the first 60 days of implementation, or 25% of our customers that use it always return back to buy more because the product do A, B, C, D. Okay, 50% of people that bought carotenoid says that they feel better and their immune system is actually improved by 37% after 20 days. Those are very valuable things, right? So those are the kind of things that you should look for. Then I'll talk about quotation too. Yeah, quotation. I've talked about quotation, right? This is not the era of plagiarism. So before, you can just come to this website and copy word for word. That will not work for you again now in building your blog. You cannot just go to website, copy word for word. No, that's not the way it's works. What you cannot work with stolen idea right now. No, you cannot work with that right now. So what the AI is looking for is try to cite things that are unique. So if you cannot provide a unique, forget about it. So SEO content right now is not just about before, it's about traffic, ranking, volume. No, it's not just about that now. It's about having the source of truth and can get all that with generative engine content. So generative engine content can work with a lot with local search, business directory, articles, near me. So if you have Google Business Profile, that's also help with that, right? So this, I put this table for you to also know, have some insight on how the approach have changed. So approach around the content element, the kind of content you tag, the standard of the SEO that you are used to, and the way the approach is in generative engine optimization. So when I say generative engine optimization, just think of AI because that's a combination of all those AI, ChatGPT, Gemini, Perplexity, and the rest. So don't joke with so in your header H1 or H2. So in the past, your keyword you just say, oh, best CRM startups. So what does that mean? Best CRM, best customer relational management for startups. What does that mean? That will not work in generative AI. So things that will work is question based, not keyword rich. So keyword rich, keyword based works in those days. Right now, question based, those are the things that work. Things like how does CRM automation reduce customer acquisition cost, CAC, customer acquisition cost for SaaS, that's software as service, right? So those are kind of question. How new life carotenoid complex, right? Boost immune system by 37% in 20 days. Those are kind of question based, not best immune system booster. What does that mean? Do you get that now? So that's how it is. So long format paragraph does not do it for you right now. Structured data. Before we say, oh, write 2,000 words, write 5,000 words. That does not work in the era of AI. What work is structured data, right? Structured data. Data, hey, I used to be here. Data like putting things in table, putting things in bullet, fat block. You saw that fast fact that I just showed you now. With ask all those number precision and that. So those are the kind of things that works in the area of AI. Remember, I said, oh, it's not just about content. And if you are in your life distributor and you are into digital or any product, look for those facts, precision, number, figures about the product, the services that you are doing. Right? Those are the things that verifiable stuff. Those are the things that AI is looking for. The hook. So all those clickbait, I talk about the catchy title for clicks. That kind of thing does not work now. High information gain. Those are the things that work now. You provide a new perspective that is not found anywhere. Yeah, these are the things that works now. Then link high domain authority site. So linking the website that already have authority. So again, your domain, the domain that are verifiable, that have stayed 5, 10 years. Yeah, that kind of entity is not just something that just coming up. So when you link that as part of link strategy, for some of you that have been listening to me talking about SEO in the last 5 years, you realize how important link strategy is. I have an SEO video that talk about the 10 formula that I use for SEO. A lot of those formulas have changed right now, and that's the reason why we have to do this. So link strategy, this is still link strategy, how you can link to something. So imagine on carotenoid complex, you are now linking that 7% to the page where USDA actually talk about that, linking it to scientific advisory board. So those are things that we're talking about link strategy. So let me quickly do that. I talk about facts, talk about link. So when we say scientific advisory board, SAB, should be somewhere. So, so those are the people who can get science. Yeah. These are things that you need. So you are going to see the scientific advisory board that puts all this science together. And this is the review, this is the research, these are the facts. You can see a lot of precision here. This is kind of the thing that the AI is looking for. You can't see this type of video if you have watched it up to this time. You can't see this type of video anywhere. Yeah. All right. Anyway, for now, maybe later. Anyway, right? So these are kind of the things. So these are science behind each of the product. And in each of the product page, you have science behind it. So if you are not into this and you are looking for some other thing, so just get whatever science, authority behind whatever. So you can, so for example, now if I'm talking about crowdsourcing, so I can make this link a reference material. I can even also link to scientific advisory board, SAD, SAB. Yeah, scientific advisory board, right? Yeah, right. So I can link to, can you see scientific advisory board in your life to be specific? They have a page. So you can see the governing body or scientific advisory board that are the researcher behind all the product. So, and you will see different product solutions where you come here now. See different product solution. These are the kind of the things that your AI is looking for. So you say something, you point out the source of the truth. That is it. That's it. So, so in the era of AI, so these are the things, your data strategy is very important. So and lastly, the technical aspect of SEO in which in 2026 and beyond is still also your the way you have your schema. Yeah, schema. We call it schema. Your schema like this schema markup. So most importantly, we talk about the goal of this. Yeah, the goal of this schema is actually optimizing for the crawler, Google crawler, authority instantly, and most importantly, apart from authority verification phone, robots, yeah, you can robot.txt so that you have a TXT file on your website so that you cannot be having a lot of robots commenting on your website. But most importantly, JSON LD, JSON link data is very, very important at the header section of your website. JSON link data. That is JavaScript. Don't bother yourself about this jargon. Don't understand what it is. JavaScript, um, JavaScript object notation link data is very, very important to SEO right now. So even if you don't know what the code is, you can just copy the code and put your own stuff there. I'm going to show you an example. For example, now I can write JSON LD for SEO. So you don't even need to know what it is. So in doing that, I can click here now. You will see how that is. What does it look like? You see an example of it. So this is an example of a JSON. So all you just need to put is to put it on the head side of the head tag of a website. So where head, you have head and so again, if you are using SEO WordPress, so if you have something like header and footer code manager, header and footer code manager, that is the name of the plugin. Okay, AFCM, that's the name of the plugin. So you see, you can use it to add any script. Then apart from that, you can also go to your appearance on appearance. If you want to add anything on your header, because this has to see on the header of the website. On the appearance, you edit your template, you go to the header.php and you apply this. So for example, now, if we want to apply this, yeah, for example, if we want to apply this for Coutinho complex now, so here now, so schema is very, very important. So at the head of your web page. So here that we have name type here now. So here that we have type, you can call it new life products, right? So you don't need to know how to write this thing, just copy and paste it, right? You don't need to know how to write this. So just replace this. Where you have uh local business type local business, just like new life products. On the name, when you have name here now, you have new life carotenoid complex, right? On the page, can see image, this URL example. So just go and get where you have the look at this, all these things is an image, and if you click it, you can see the source, right? So use this guy. Are you getting it? Okay. And where am I again? Okay. We are on JSON, right? Did you see that? So you have to put all that. Then description. You also have what we call description. Oh, description is missing here. So again, to have description, instead of this address, now you can just have description. On description, you can just put your description, things like full spectrum antioxidant source or boost immune system by 37% in this. So you can have this is an example of what JSON is. So it's very, very important in the head of your website. I know most of you will be using WordPress. Let me see an example. WordPress. Uh, I just want to check one of my WP admin. I will pause. I will pause this. Okay, I think I've even logged in before. So you can download playback. You can download header and footer manager to get your scripts. That's one, so that you can copy and paste and use that. Another thing is you can come to appearance here, theme editor, but you have to be very careful. Very, very careful. Okay? You have to be very, very careful. So when you get there, so what you are looking for is header. Can I say header.php? So when you have this is like global for your web page. So on header, so in between the head tag, open and close. So in between here, you can see the head start from here, right? And head close here. So in between here now, you paste the JSON here because any scripting language can go on this JSON. You edit it and you update it back. Then, not just only that, you can do that on your page, you can do that on your blog posts as well. You can also use it on your page, personally on a blog post. So let's say I have a new page now. So most of the, I just start something. Most of the your WordPress, so you know how to use your custom, even if you are using Elementor, your custom HTML, that's what you can use. So like this now, I'm not using Gutenberg, so you might not see custom HTML here now. You know, you have two this here. You have visual and you have code. So if you write anything code directly on this code now, for example, if I copy this now, you know you are going to edit it and I paste it here. It will not show on the vacancy is hiding. It will not show on your main page. So that's one way to do this guy, apart from going to the template, or you can also use the custom HTML. You know, custom HTML, you can also use it to do that. Even if you are using your Elementor, let me see how far. I don't want to click Elementor because I actually don't want it to take longer to load. Yeah. So I'm just trying to open this so that you understand what the custom HTML. So anything that can accept code, you can use it for it. Anything. And the best way you can get your header or footer manager, which can take any code. I can use it for the entire website. Another thing you can do is, so for example, now if you come to custom, so this is what I mean by custom HTML. Yeah? So custom HTML will allow you to put anything code, right? So this is the way you can actually do that. So I'm not saving this. Yeah, that's where you can actually do that. Okay, either use custom code or you do oh no, let me delete this. So either you use custom code, you use a plugin, header and footer code manager, or you do directly from appearance. That is if you are using WordPress. If you are not using WordPress, it's very easy. Just go to your code. For example, now, if I go to sheyamotole.com, it's very easy because this is not WordPress. This is custom HTML. If I right click and you see where I apply such a thing here. Can you see this now? So you can see type person. It's not a product in terms of, like you can use for product person. Name, Sheyamotole. URL, sheyamotole.com. Job title. So you can have as many as possible. This is replacing what your keywords can be doing. This is creating an entity. This is creating a verifiable source. And everything that I mentioned here, you can verify Sheyamotole as a person. You can verify the website. You can verify my meta lead channel. You can verify everything known about for B2B generation, performance, media buying. I can add to it. Yeah. If I want to add to it now, I can add to it like saying, oh, I can add from here, sorry. So I can just say comma and add whatever. So can you see know about for this? An online of different organizations. So I work for G5 Africa. You can see, do you understand? So my Twitter page, LinkedIn page, you can put it there. Remember, I told you how important social media is. So look at this now. And you can also see the way I did some case study here. Yeah, that's what we are talking about. So either you are using a custom website, like the one I told you, because that website is actually raw HTML, CSS, right? Or you are doing WordPress. Anywhere you are, there's always a way out for that. But now, going forward, when it's come to SEO technicality, JSON link data is very, very, very important because that is what is going to build some AI crawler to search and search bots to verify the source of your website. Like I said, I actually want to use Cartoon Complex as an example, and I think I've been doing that. So I guess we can just wrap it up, but let me see help you guys here. So I've just studied the Cartino website page, right? Cartino website page, and I see a lot of things that could be able to change for SEO. So one of the things is entity strategy. So I've mentioned this that instead of saying buying Cartino complex, you could establish the knowledge gap. right? Which I've talked about. And this is how you can apply JSON linked data schema for your database schema, I mean, for Cartino complex. The same thing is applicable to every other product. I'm just showing an example. Then you can recreate your SEO content based on precision, AI values data, right? Something that can be measured, something that can be verified, authority, you can see verification. So you can verify the 37%. Let me go back there. It's verifiable what a bottle contains. 115 kg raw food data is verifiable. Source, USDA is funding, it's actually verifiable. The clinical trial conducted by USDA is also verifiable. These are the things that I need. So when it comes to SEO, like I said, you need to think of uh, data, apply gain information, things like 20 days immune reset. So these are kind of the things that you should need to do. So these are a way to put your content now. So precision. So that's fast facts on the website of Neolife, for example, right now, it's very, very important to your key SEO in 2026 and beyond, right? Not just like other. Then don't just do copy and paste. You have to apply stuff here. I'm going to give you a show you as an example here before I round up. Like I'm rounding up right now. I'm just trying to show you. So another thing is building trust loop. So the way you can build trust either for that product or service is different entity that back it up. So I've talked about Scientific Advisory Board, USDA partnership research. So you link that entity. You can see I've talked about this before. So what has changed with the way you used to do it before and the way it is now? So before on the Cardinal website, just asking like broad spectrum of Cardinal, what does that actually mean? So that does not mean so much to SEO now, but you can replace that by broad spectrum of 15 unique carotenoid entity mimicking human food chain for cellular lead protection. Then what make the results for the AI model is to see the technicality of what it used to be and what we now have here. So again, precision is very important when it comes to AI right now. Talk about it. 37% immune boost in 20 days, 115 kg of fruit and vegetables. All these things are verifiable stuff. So AI is actually looking for verifiable stuffs in this era. Your SEO is not the way you used to look at. This is one of the most authoritative page when it comes to carotenoid complex. So you can get that from USDA, SAB. Those are the things I can do. So let me just, as I'm rounding up, yeah, I'm rounding up already. Yeah, let me just show you some practical things here. So when it's come to, I need to open my Google Doc, something. Yeah. So when it's come to just a way of summary, when it's come to rewriting your content, moving from search engine optimization to generative engine optimization. Yeah, right now. So that your site can be cited on the AI model, on the search, things that you need to look out. Entity, don't forget, this is a way of summary. Entity, right? Authority, don't forget. Schema, yeah. Remember JSON link data, yeah. JSON link data. So these are the things you should not forget. Then in applying this, you should not forget EEAT. Remember what I told you what that means. Talk about your experience, expertise, authority, and truth. I told you that unlike before, if you say, oh, best this, best that, I will just pick that keyword phrase and boom, you're on the first page of Google. That is gone. The era of keyword is dead. So what you need to do right now, make sure that what you are putting out there is an entity that is verifiable, something that already have authority over the period of time so that your stuff can be sorted out, can be cited on the AI, either on mobile or on the web, right? I'm going to show you an example of why I'm writing this now so that you know this formula. This is like the new formula now. I used to give you guys, for people that are conversant with this, with some of my training I've done with the whole SEO and the way the SEO is now, that, oh, 10 steps to make your website ranking. So a lot of things are actually changing right now. So if you want to do that, so I can say, let me just pick any random product. Which product should I pick now? Maybe Kamag. Yeah. So I'm going to do this now. And not to waste time, I'm going to do something quick. It's going to look like a magic, but it's actually going to help you. Again, that is if you actually stay up to this time. Yeah. For people that did not stay up to this time, that did not pay attention, we might not get this. So now, so quickly, instead of me copying all this in, I want to write this in the new way of SEO, because this does not flow with new way of SEO. Instead of just copying this, I have a Chrome plugin here, Chrome extension called Go Full Page. So I'm just going to use it to capture this page now. So I'm capturing this page. It's capturing the entire page, so I can make it in image. Yeah. So just call it. I've downloaded it. So what I'm going to do, not to waste my time, I can now say use uh, use latest trend. I'm going to use this as a prompt. Yeah, there's no time. In SEO GEO to rewrite the content and attach image. So I downloaded this as an image. Take into consideration, okay? I'm doing this so that you also know how to, it's just one image, how to take into consideration below points, so that you'll be able to write your content on time, but not just writing it with the up-to-date latest information. So now I can go to any AI, either Gemini, either whatever. Okay, let me use Gemini. Yeah. And you might want to ask, why am I using Gemini? Okay. Google have the data when it comes to search. That's why. That's why I'm not using ChatGPT, Perplexity, Cloud, or anyone. So I'm just going to upload uh, that camera image that I downloaded right now. So it's coming up, and I'm going to post my prompts. So you see that if you don't have the background of what is going on right now, even without typing this, you might not be able to get exactly what you want. So, I say use the latest trends in SEO and GEO to write content based on the attached image, take into consideration below. So this guy will understand what it is. So we now have a fresh content now. So that's the kind of content that you might now need to use. Then every other thing that I've talked about during the presentation, you can use it. So can you see now? You see precision coming in. Yeah. Okay. Did you see now? So you can see the way it's applying authority and EATT to signal to this, right? Can you see how scientific advisory board is most and very important to your content right now? You can see some geo-entity mapping here. You can see it here. Then you can see schema JSON link data for the products. So you can see it's easy right now. So like I told you, you don't even need to know how to write JSON. So just make sure that here now you need to change this, yeah, to the right Carmack image. So for example, what will I do for that? So if I use Carmack now, so whatever, if it is from a website directly, so that's what I'm going to use. So for example, if I'm picking it from this place now, this will be the link. But if I'm picking it from my own personal website, so that's exactly going to be the link. So you just proofread all these things right? And you know where to add this now. You put it at the head section of your web page. And if you are using WordPress, remember you use header and footer code manager or directly from edit from appearance, direct template edit, and all that. Then you can see some other question that you need to like. So this target, so you're targeting these people for search first, and so you can see some of the question and answer you need to kind of ask for this. So guys, so this is some of the latest trend in SEO going forward 2026 and beyond. I hope you have been able to gain one or two things from this section. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you for listening.